So this is a quick look at the ZimaBlade's hardware. If you followed IceWhales, you know they made the Zima board a couple of years ago. This is the latest iteration, ZimaBlade. Turned up for me yesterday. I can't do an in-depth review at this moment because I've got other things on in my life and I'm going on holiday in a week. But this is just to give you a quick look at the hardware as it comes out of the box. I know the production schedule says people are probably going to get this round about end of January, so I thought people want to see a review sample. So I've got a ZimaBlade. I've also got a memory as well. This is not going to be a performance video. This is just to give you a look at the hardware. Just to give you an idea of size, here's my Zima board. I have been using it as a router, which is why it's on this board. We're going to swap it in a few times so you can see the difference in sizes. So this box, kind of nice cyberpunk look. I'm not going to read it. I'll also throw some better quality photos in various places. So what do we get? There's a thank you card from Lauren, ZimaBlade team. This does say that our existing products are still in the early stage. Advice and participation are appreciated. You may not get one of these cards when it turns out to be you. If you want to scan the QR code, there you go. Hopefully that will work for someone. Maybe if the webcam will focus. I'm not much of a YouTuber, you can probably tell. Manual, couple of pages, just getting started. Okay, so we've got a Zima, sorry, a SATA cable. That's really like my. I would suspect that they are exactly the same, that the Zima board's cables and the ZimaBlade's cable will be cross-compatible. A couple of stickers and a USB-C to USB-C cable as well. You're not interested in that, you're interested in this. So, on ZimaBlade, kind of reminds me of a cassette. Let me bring my... Here's my Zima board. Let's get it so you can see it right. And here's the ZimaBlade by the side. The motherboards probably look about the same, maybe a little shorter, stuff like that. So, but at least it gives you an idea and a comparison of the two. I haven't had this out of the box. I'll warn you, I might have to pause this if I have to undo any screws or things like that. So, what we got? Let me just bring in a ruler. Yes, I know the ruler's broken. So we are probably about 8 centimeters-ish by probably about 10.5 with a depth of 2 and a bit. Now this board, as I said, it's as it comes. I'm not going to do a performance review. You can see probably in there is no memory. Memory came with it as well. Now I'm not sure whether you'll be able to read that at any point. As I said, I'll throw an image later on. It is 8 gigabytes, 2 RX8 P. Oh, good grief. PC3L 12800 DDR3 12800 -11 -11 28. This isn't a performance review. I'm not going to be fixing it. So most people are interested in the hardware. It feels quite nice. It does really reminds me of a cassette. Been a couple of comments that there are 2 USBs there inside. I'm not sure how you're going to use them. There isn't a hole. If you need to use them, you're going to have to do something, take something out. I can see we've got another port here. As I said, the idea is to give you guys a look at the hardware. So let's have it apart, maybe. So I'm assuming this slides, clips. Clips. Maybe clips, maybe it doesn't. There we go. So a little bit just clips off. Just a little plastic shroud. I'm guessing you could even paint it, do whatever you want with it. Bottom looks to be metal, probably alley, with the fins on the side. Yeah, it's kind of hard for you guys to see, I suspect, in the video. If you kind of look down and through it, I'm not sure it's going to work. There is actually a heatsink connector, sorry, a pad connecting it here, so I'm guessing that's where the CPU is. So the CPU will just touch down onto the heatsink. I'm going to need a screwdriver. It looks like this plastic top is covered, it's held in place by 2 screws. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, they're longer screws than I expected. There we go. He says putting it to one side carefully. And the board itself, you see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screw holes. These 2 holding plastic casing in well. I'll take these 2 off in a bit. So I haven't got the greatest webcam. I'll try and give you a view of the board. So if you've seen pictures, you'll probably have seen some stuff online. We know that these 2 are USB ports. It does say USB 2 on there. I'm guessing there's USB 1 on the bottom side screen things. Got a connector here on the bottom. We've also got a couple of pins. This jumper here, JDC in, so that's going to be a separate power supply. And this one has reset and SW. Oops, sorry, let's put it where you can see it. So this one here is DC in. This one's reset and SW. I said I'll throw some images on to try and give you a better idea with things later on. The 2 SATAs, which are externally exposed, power supply for SATA. I'm going to hazard a guess that if you've got a dual ZimaBoard cable, that's going to fit, so you're good there as well. Over on this side, we've got the power, USB-C in, USB out, network, and the good old trusty display port, mini display port out. I know the mini display port's always been a problem. Cheaper adapters don't seem to work as well as decent ones. Don't know if this is going to be a problem. I suspect it will be. Let's just take these screws out. There's 1, 2. Yeah, watching somebody unscrew is not the greatest fun, I know. Good. Come on. Okay. What do we know about this as I'm taking the screw out? We know that this is a Broadcom. It is going to be hard to see, but I have looked before using the camera to zoom in on various bits and pieces when the online bits. This bit here, not going to be particularly easy to see, but there is a chip just down there. It's a Realtek chip, so we know it's a Realtek just as it was before. I know that some stuff, mainly routery software, doesn't always like Realtek. Unfortunately, that's not going to change too much with Blade. I was right. So you can see here, they've got a lovely aluminium extruded case with a bit of heat paste on to just match them back and forth. So as you saw from the other side, we've got our USB-C here as well. This one's actually marked F panel. I don't know whether you can see this or not. We don't have an F panel, so I'm not quite sure what it is. I don't know if IceWhales will be releasing the pinouts to those. They haven't previously on the ZimaBoard. This one here is a CPU fan. We know that we had a CPU fan on ZimaBlade. ZimaBoard. I'm guessing it's going to be pinout. I've got I think from memory, a gentleman called Short Bloke on the Discord looked at it, and I think it's a Pico blade, he said. And the other thing we've got here is an LPC debug header. I don't know what it is. Again, it's not exposed. It's not written up what exactly it's going to be. But yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to debug it. I think somebody has already, but we don't know. Same as before, CR2032 battery running at 3 volts. As I say, USB, channel, and the PCIe interface as we've had before. That's really it. As I said, this is just to give you guys a look at the hardware. This may not be the final version. It is a review sample. It might change slightly. I don't know how much. I'm going to try and, once I get back off holiday in a couple of weeks, try and put it through its paces, try and see what we do, see if we can make it do things that I've been using before. Of course, it's running Celeron, so we can run anything like that. Sitting on Debian, so we can do that. Most likely I'm going to do testing using a regular SSD, purely because it's a lot easier for me to do that, because then I don't have to wipe the eMMC. eMMC, there's nothing wrong with it. I've commented before in various threads on Discord, it does have an endurance limit. If you're doing anything that's doing a lot of logging, kind of probably don't want to go for it too far. But yeah, that's really it. I will grab some images. I will throw some images into this video feed so you can sort of pause it, pour over the various bits and pieces, get an idea what it is. But yeah, that's ZimaBlade. I will see you on Discord.